my God. When it's your time to go, it's your time to go. It just happens. You know? We're going live. Something's happening with Twitter.
Oh, no.
Oh, we have to be premium now to go on Twitter. Oh, well.
Oh, fuck.
Well.
I'm not premium enough.
Sorry. There goes our viewers on Twitter.
Invite me, Eli.
That's a bit rude. I know. Elon's not working. Oh, wait. There's a beeping.
He got to pay for his $45
Something's
million
happening.
I was going to say, he's got that $45 million monthly charge now. He's got to compensate for it.
Well, Elon, I don't know if we're going live everywhere now, but we'll see. We should probably play the titles, right? Here we go.
Is this thing on?
No, it looks right. It looks like everyone's going crazy, but it's kicked us off Twitter. Who knew? Sorry, X.
X.
I should have known it was too good when we had all those viewers that day from X, Vera. Remember? That was crazy.
I know.
Vera and I, but that day that Vera and I were by ourselves, we had like 38 people from Twitter watching us the whole show. It's like, hello, Twitter. How you doing? We must. I don't know what algorithm we smacked that day, but it was,
It was the one that Elon said, "Oh, they can pay me."
Yeah. Look, who'd watch that? It's okay. Well, with that sentiment in mind, welcome to UCR Live for another week. Who would watch that? We don't know. People watch it apparently. Who knows? Every time I think no one watches, someone will go.
Someone watches.
Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, okay, interesting. So is Christina dead?
Hey, Christina's frozen.
No.
Oh, she's
not.
There's a glitch in her matrix, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah.
There you go.
It's alive! It's alive.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh,
sorry.
I am coming to you from the spooky studios of the Ghost Granny. So there's random things in my. I just realised there's a microphone next to me. Hello. So that's why my background's different today. But everyone else seems in the usual position, which is nice. It's good to see. I'm going to throw things into complete disarray. Vera, how are you this week?
I'm much better, thank you.
You're much better.
Jeffrey sent me a beautiful care package. It was
I know we were deciding online what to send you.
Soup and vitamin C and orange juice and
Oh,
salad. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
I was sick all weekend. I wasn't 100% when I went to work on Monday, but I'm getting there.
Everyone seems to be going down hard with this, like influenza A, whatever's going around. Like it was kicking people's asses over here.
A bunch of COVID tests, and I was like, I'm negative. Why am I so sick?
Yeah.
I'm vibrating. Excuse me. How unprofessional of me to be vibrating during the show. So rude. Well, we're glad you're better. We're glad the vitamin C got into your veins and brought you back to life.
Thank you all for your good.
You wouldn't have wanted to miss this week. I mean, come on, so much has happened in the world, right?
So many things.
The world is scaring
so many
the fuck
things.
out of me. I don't know what.
Oh, no pun intended. Sorry.
Christina, how are you?
Hello. I'm okay.
She's a vision in purple. You're a vision in purple today, my love. You're looking.
Oh, I know. Look, I felt my Barney coming out, so it's just like. Why not? Right?
Oh.
It's been a busy week. I can't think of literally anything. Other than I'm going to a charity thing. I'm doing something good on Monday. I'm volunteering at the Ronald McDonald House.
Oh, how
and
sweet!
we are
awesome.
serving dinner to 60 families or 60 people. So a bunch of families.
That's awesome.
I'm very excited.
My dad used to volunteer with the Ronald McDonald House for years, and actually both my parents did for years and years and years. It's a great charity to be involved in. Yeah,
good for you.
Christina's her philanthropy is showing through. Look at her.
It's through my job. My job is sponsoring it. So
Yeah,
it's like,
for-
all right, let's do it.
mandated. It's
What?
mandated service. You know, she's like, oh well.
No. It's volunteer. That not everybody on my team is doing it. It's just a couple. Like there's like 3 or 4 from like the 100 people that could go. So it's not like
They pre-screen you to make sure you knew how to cook?
no. But you know what we did find out? We have to make the food. We have to make it. We have to come up with a
Oh,
menu.
shit.
We have to make it. Then we have to
They're not getting
package it into
McDonald's?
60 containers. I know, right? And then we have to pass it out.
Kids
as
are
they come
already
up.
sick, Tim.
I honestly,
Yeah.
honestly
They
thought
would
we were
McDonald's is
gonna,
like, oh no, they don't want this shit. They
Yeah.
want actual food.
So I thought we were actually going to just be like serving the food that they had, like, hot
Right.
dishes or whatever, and like putting it on a plate, like, a lunch lady. No, it's not like that. We had to pack 60 containers full of this food,
Wow.
and we came up with like a Sunday dinner. So it's gonna be pasta and sauce and
Oh, that'd be
meatballs and bread and
good.
salads.
Yeah.
It'll be good. I'm excited. I'm really excited.
That's cool.
It'll be fun.
You've
That is
got to
cool.
you've got to realize those families spend so long in hospitals,
Right.
and in that environment that something as simple as a home cooked meal is a big thing for them, and it's a great charity. We've done my parents did a lot of work for them, and I've done a lot of volunteer performing and stuff for them as well. We always used to get behind Happy Day and all that kind of stuff. So McDonald's does do some good in the world. Just don't ask Morgan
Yeah.
Spurlock.
For some reason, I
You
thought
can't.
that they
You
like.
can.
I don't know why I thought this charity like did something else, but they like actually make sure that the people who are like the families of the sick people or children have like a place to stay, and I didn't know
Right.
that. That's awesome. So
Yeah.
again,
Yeah.
it's cool.
Check out your local Ronald McDonald House if you want to do some
Yeah,
charity work.
That's
It's
sponsored.
probably one of the less evil corporations,
Yeah.
Less evil.
Less evil.
less evil. Speaking of less evil, how are you, Tim?
Oh, good. I'm getting into Halloween mode. I'm done with the summer,
Ooh,
so I started my Halloween shopping today for my props.
so exciting!
And got a lot of stuff from Home Depot today for that, so that was exciting. And going on vacation tomorrow for a week, going down to Virginia to see my sister and my mother. So we'll be out of town for the week, and we'll be back in time for our niece Chrissy's daughter's birthday party on Sunday. So so we got a busy 10 days coming up. But other than that, I want to move to the mountains so people stop bothering me.
No Halloween in the mountains.
Yeah, I'll have Halloween. I'll decorate. I'll have my own Appalachian night terrors
What are
and
the
Yeah,
skin crawlers? What are the Appalachian cryptids?
the
everything.
skinwalkers. Yeah, name it. Skinwalkers.
Yeah.
The rake. Bigfoot.
Bigfoot.
My dad I think is there now.
there'll be no whistling at night for Tim. That'll be for sure.
No.
Right.
No
Oh,
whistling.
no.
Have you ever
No,
gotten
blind
sucked
drawn.
into that?
Blind
Have you ever
drawn,
gotten
yep.
sucked into that bloody TikTok world about the people
Oh,
who live in
yeah.
Appalachian Mountains?
I stopped watching it because it's like I saw a creator. Does anybody know Jose Monkey, the guy who you could send him a picture of you anywhere and he'll find you on a map with 3 clues or something like that?
Yeah.
Anyway, he's a really good creator. And he's like, oh, you want to go viral TikTok? Just make this face with a viral noise and put up girl in white tank top or girl in blue pants, and people will flood to your page and there's just nothing to be found. I'm like,
Right.
it's so true. I was like, those Appalachian things are the same. It's like, you hear that? You see that? I'm like, I don't see or hear shit. I was like, you people make all this shit up.
There was a cooking creator that I followed, a wee bit silly. I don't know if you've ever seen her.
No.
And she lives in Appalachia, and she was like, she's like, be cooking, and she's like, why are my dogs barking? Why is
Because
this
they're dogs.
happen? Yeah, So
That's what they
she's-
do.
I mean, I definitely believe in all that stuff. I just,
Yeah.
I hate when you make me watch a video for 10 minutes to find out that there's no payoff. It's like,
No,
oh, God damn it.
Two.
Yeah,
part
right.
two different.
Oh, like the comments for part 2. And then you go to that creator and it came out 2 months ago and they still don't have a part 2 up. Like, son of a bitch. What a waste of time.
Yeah.
And yet they
And
have
then
like
I go to the
over a
next
million
video.
followers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
It
know,
drives me
right?
nuts.
Speaking of something creepy, I took myself to the cinemas the other
Oh,
night.
did you see Longlegs?
I saw Longlegs.
Was it worth it? Is it good?
There's a review coming.
Okay.
Let me
All
just
right.
say that there is a lot to talk about. But if you want, as I said on my social media, probably one of the most unique cinema experiences I've had in a long time.
Wow.
You know,
Really?
yeah, it's up there.
I know that Nicolas Cage came out
Whoa!
and said that he wasn't going to do a movie like that anymore because it really like bothered him to do it. So
It's if you are at all sensitive in any way, skip it.
Okay.
Just skip
For
it.
what?
yeah.
We're good. Good to go.
All right, the best way I could describe it without ruining anything, it's like Silence of the Lambs meets Twin Peaks.
That's intriguing.
Okay.
So it has a really off-putting matter of the way it's shot, the way it's directed. The
Like you're uncomfortable the whole time.
Yeah, the
I liked
performances
both those
are
offerings.
stunning. Like if it's such a pity that the Academy doesn't recognize horror as a genre, because best actor, best actress, best supporting actress, done.
Really?
With the
Wow.
three leads in that movie, I was just like, holy crap! Like you people are acting your asses off. It was like that was intense. That was intense. And then, have you guys, speaking of TikTok, have you guys seen the that it's pretty viral at the moment? They've released Micah Monroe, who plays the special agent Lee Harker in the movie, had her mic on and her heartbeat was recorded, and and it's like her resting heart rate was 70, and when she saw Nicolas Cage for the first time in Longlegs makeup, it went up to like 170. And all you can hear is yeah, like, and that's the promo. Like it's
That's really
It's-
dangerous.
Wow.
170.
yeah, it's really it sounds like a rabbit. It sounds like a rabbit. Like so, she took herself.
Oh my
She
God.
took herself there as an actress. Like she was like
Mhm.
terrified. Like
Wow.
yeah. But if you get a
That's
chance
exciting.
to watch it, I would tune in. I think it's going to do big things, this movie. So there is, for uncensored horror fans, we just did Maxine recently, this week. So we will tackle Longlegs. It's going to take a little while to. It's a movie I think I need to see again. But it's like, do you want to sit through that again? We'll see. We'll see. Who knows? Oh well, should we do it?
Yeah, do it.
Let's. One
All right.
Pull the band-aid.
Might as
All
well.
right. Here we go,
Pull the
ladies.
trigger.
Ladies and gentlemen. Duck and cover for this week.
Hot load of hot topics.
Gee, I wonder what we need to talk about this week. What has
I have no
happened in the world that could possibly warrant some drama? This was some crazy shit.
This was
Never
some
in
crazy
my
shit.
life did I think we would be millimeters from seeing history play out on live TV again, like presidential assassination on TV. That is some crazy bullshit. Have you guys seen like the freeze frame photos that
Yeah.
Yeah.
of the
That
bullet
Australia- That
flying
Yeah,
Australian
past?
news is-
TikTok, yeah.
Australia News is credited with finding that frame. So good on Australia, I guess.
Well, it was
it
on.
was a guy from the New York Times.
Yeah,
It
and
was
So
that,
off
I
the
saw
shop.
I saw Australia News found or whatever.
I
but
think I think we were the first ones to focus on that bullet shot because
Oh.
once it happened, it wasn't off the news for 4 days.
yeah,
Yeah.
I know. I'm so over it already. Actually, I'm just done with it. Like I get it.
But what
Next.
what kind of fucking crazy universal dumb luck does it take for someone to go, and miss getting shot in
But
the head?
that's the universe. That is the universe.
Yeah.
I'm like,
You know,
What?
you miss a bus,
What?
you change your destiny.
Yeah.
Do
this
you
is some
remember-
weird ass Final Destination shit.
Do you remember when the Twin Towers fell?
Sure.
And
Yeah.
there was that guy who missed his bus and got off the
Appalachia.
bus on time to watch the towers fall. He was so late for
Yeah.
work. He was sure he was going to get fired. And he's just standing there talking, I can't believe it. I can't believe I missed my bus this morning. I can't believe it. You know, sometimes it's that simple. You miss a bus
Yeah.
and change your destiny. You
Yeah.
know?
But imagine if that had happened on live. Like, I guess the news is so pervasive these days. Like,
John F.
when you
Kennedy
think
was
back-
shot on live TV.
I know, but it's not as I don't
Robert
know.
F. Kennedy was shot on live
It
TV.
wasn't. I think the virility of news these days.
And RFK Jr. was there.
Yeah.
Like, I just never thought I would see this in my
Ronald
lime
Reagan,
after we survived it.
attempted-
Like, is this the 70s or this,
the
like,
attempted
Yeah.
assassination of Ronald Reagan happened on live TV.
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah. It's
mass media.
very surreal. Like the whole thing is very surreal because it just pulls everybody right. Like, I mean, how could it be any more divisive? And now it's like, you know, something that I honestly thought for a second was going to kind of bring people together. Like, okay, wherever you stand, this can't happen, right? Like, it just can't
Well,
happen
I
wherever
agree.
you stand.
I don't know anybody who thinks it's okay. I really don't.
No,
It can't happen. No.
well, I don't like there's people like that. I don't know this guy, but he has a podcast. I think his name is Destiny, if I'm not mistaken. But he went on Piers Morgan after he said things on his podcast, and Piers Morgan's like, "Okay, here's your opportunity to explain." And he's like, "No, fuck that. I'm glad that guy died. If he was at a Trump rally, he deserves to die." And like, you know, it was all stuff like that. And it's like, look, man, like I don't care where you stand. Like,
Not okay.
like it's not a good thing for anybody. Like it is there's no way this turns out good, and it's just I feel so bad for this kid that did it. I really do. Like my heart breaks for this fucking kid because whatever he was going through mentally, whatever he felt, how he felt it, you know, and he's gonna get lost in all this because he's just gonna be demonized and villainized. And yeah, what he did was atrocious and wrong and needs to be addressed. But at the same time, what kind of fucking pain was this kid in that he felt that that was his answer, that was his, because he had to have known he wasn't coming out of that alive,
Jeff,
right? Like, you had to
Jeff
know you're
and
not
I
coming out of that.
have this discussion every time there's a mass shooting. Of course it's mental health. Of course a sane person doesn't try to kill other people with an automatic weapon.
Right.
But it's not just mental health. It's also the availability of the guns.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm not,
Yeah.
I'm not, yeah,
Yeah.
I wasn't talking, I'm just talking about this kid in general. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
because all I see is, oh, well, fuck this guy. We knew about him. We didn't know about him. And I'm like, just take a second. Like, everyone just take a fucking breath and just realize the tragedy that just happened. And I'm not even talking about fucking Trump's ear or all that.
No,
Like,
but
I'm talking about the fucking fireman that died who happened to be there. The people whose lives are people who are now traumatized for being in a situation like that. Like, there's just so much negativity surrounding this, and nobody's going to talk about it because everyone's so eager to point fingers. And it was staged. It's corruption. It was Biden. It was Trump. It was this one. It's that one. Like, just fucking take a beat and let shit develop. You know what I mean? Like, everyone's so quick to jump on each other's shit. I'm just so tired of it already.
I really do have questions. I'm not trying to be
Oh,
nasty about it, but, you
it's
know,
bizarre.
It's like,
It's
have we
bizarre.
seen Reagan get shot on TV and Kennedy get shot, you know, and all of these assassinations on film, you know, the Secret Service did not act the way I expected them to. You
No,
know,
and
I do
Dan
have questions.
Dan Bongino was on Fox the next morning, and he was like, I was a Secret Service agent for 12 years. He goes, I'm in touch with a lot of people who are still involved with the Secret Service. And he's like, this was like bumbled fucking beyond belief. He goes, yo, and this Cheadle woman who's in charge, you know, we're facing budget cuts. We didn't have the staff. We don't have the people. We don't have he's like, screw that. He's like, you still have a checklist. And he's like, if someone doesn't show up for their post, then you fill in with another person. You don't just abandon that fucking post. He's like, and if you had a target, because now they're saying they've had this kid for 6 hours. Okay, let's just say that is the case. And then you lose sight of him for half an hour or whatever. Guess what? the president or the protectee doesn't go on stage.
How
That's
about
it.
the cop that went to the roof and left because the guy pointed the gun at him?
He
Right.
never got
Like,
to
what
the
the
roof.
fuck is that?
He never got to the roof. He was never on the roof. This cop that they claim was on this roof was never technically on the roof. He kept circling the building, trying to find a way to get up, and could not. And then
Okay.
apparently somebody was attempting to lift him, and that's when he fell and got injured and couldn't get up on top of the roof. That's why
I had heard the gun. I had heard what Vera had heard too. I didn't hear that.
And then like there's a special like on ABC that I watched, and they said that the kid had like nothing on his computer. There was absolutely no motive found. Like
we're never
there was no inclination of anything. He wasn't fed.
That's the thing, right? Is that like, whatever was the cause of this, we will fucking never know. We'll never know.
Yeah.
And that's it. So it's just going to be one of those things where A thinks something, B thinks something, and C thinks something else. And it's going to be debated and argued over like the Kennedy assassination for the next fucking 60 years. And, things are going to play out the way they're going to play out. And we'll see how that is over the next couple of weeks, especially now with Biden having COVID, and it's like, who knows? Who knows?
He's got COVID now? I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
COVID today.
So now you have half people like, oh, well, this is how they're going to get him out. It's like, I'm so tired of hearing about the bullshit back and forth. That it's just like, just let me vote. Just let me fucking go and vote.
Yeah.
Because that's it.
I'm so tired of it. I am so anxious, and we're living in that hopped up news cycle where something's happening every 15 minutes. Eileen threw it out. Jack Smith brought it back. The Sixth Court of Appeals brought it back. It's been thrown out again. Chutkan's going through hearings. Oh my God, Trump got shot. Oh my God, Vance is, it's like every 15 minutes there's breaking news, and I just can't take it. Let me vote and stop.
Right. It's
so
obnoxious.
What?
Because if you notice, Trump died and Trump almost got shot. Everyone's talking about gun control. They are trying to cover everything up on top of that. So it's like death. Oh, let's report everybody died, right? 3 people died on the same day he got shot.
Right.
And now what? Now let's well, the VP was announced. Oh, well, now this happened. Oh, well, now the RNC. Well, now this. It's
papers are out, and nobody knows a single thing.
It's just let's pile it up. So let's forget about it. Like
bury everything that makes it. Bury everything that's important underneath.
The less you remember.
I know, and it's on purpose. It's by design.
Oh yeah.
So that you forget. So that by the time Tuesday rolls around, we've already forgotten that this fireman died needlessly.
Yeah. Right. And what's crazy about this whole thing is like whatever honest talking points that people honestly give a shit about are now going to be buried, like you said, under the same bullshit that we talk about every 4 years that never gets fucking changed or accomplished. You know what I mean? And that's what's getting aggravating. It's just like oh well, let me guess. Fucking September's coming around, or October's coming around. What are we going to start talking about? Gun control, education, blacks, whites, lesbians, it's gonna be everybody's fucking. What am I doing for this class? What am I doing for this class? What am I doing for this class? Oh, well, I promise taxes. I promise fucking gun control. I promise, and then nothing ever gets done. Nothing ever gets done. And in 4 years, we'll talk about the same fucking 4 talking points, and in 4 years after that, it'll be the same 4 again. It's for the same, 5 or 6 talking points for 12 elections now, and nothing ever happens. And it's getting frustrated. I mean,
it's getting very frustrated, and Congress can't get him out of its own fucking way. When the Dems are in power, then they're blocked in the Senate, and when the Republicans are in power, then they won't bring anything to the floor. And it's ongoing all the time. Every piece of meaningful legislation gets stopped in Congress, and it never gets to the Senate, or it gets to the Senate and the Senate votes it down because the corporate overlords don't like it. It's oh my God, are we permanently broken?
Yeah,
it's like they can't just give people the facts and let them decide. Right? We're too scared of people's own thought processes.
Yeah, exactly. We're treated like children who can't decide for themselves.
Work very hard to find the facts for myself, and I am so discouraged with the facts that I find.
Well, you know what, too, is like I don't even know what's real anymore because I can go to 2 reputable sources And they're not even talking about right or left. I'm just fucking two general sources, and I get two distinct information. And it's like, well, this one's saying this one, this one's saying that. And it's like, I have to find the truth somewhere in the middle and just assume that that's accurate. You know, it's it's just fucking crazy.
You know who my favorite news sources are these days? They're not anybody in this country. I like BBC. I like Al Jazeera. I like Canadian broadcasting. I'm not listening to anybody else.
No, you can't, because it's fucking poison.
Fucking horseshit.
It is. It's all poison.
There's stuff going on in the world that never gets onto our news in this country. We have a 24-hour news cycle, and nobody talks about what's really happening in Gaza, or what's really happening in Somalia, or what's really happening around the world. Instead, we're talking about, why did Trump want his shoes when they fell off at the rally? You know, we're talking about, you know, who put that stupid Band-Aid on Trump? It's not that fucking important, kids. It's not that fucking important.
All right, let's talk about it, because I was surprised at how tempered and unproblematic this was. You know, Donald.
It was one of many.
The Trump is this is the initial one, and I thought, you know, that this is very not of his really. Maybe he didn't write it because there's punctuation and stuff.
Or maybe
because usually it's all
very grateful.
You know, big caps locks. Yeah. I want to thank the United States Secret Service and all law enforcement for their rapid response on the shooting that took place in Butler, Pennsylvania. Most importantly, I want to extend condolences to the family of the person at the rally who was killed, and also to the family of another person who was badly injured. It's incredible that such an act can take place in our country, unless you look at the history books. Nothing is known at this time about the shooter. Well, we know that now. Who's now dead? Oh, they shot him good too. I was shot. No, you were grazed. I was shot. Quotation marks. With a bullet that pierced the upper part of my right ear. I knew immediately that something was wrong when I heard a whizzing sound, shots, and immediately felt the bullet ripping through my skin. Much bleeding took place. So I realized that then what was happening. God bless America. Now, I was surprised, and this is kind of bad humor, but
wrote it.
I don't believe he wrote it. It's very theatrical, isn't it? Much bleeding. It's like, calm down.
It's very well.
It's thought out. It's not fucking Biden shot me in the face. It's not like it wasn't that, which I'm surprised about. But I did notice something, that when those shots were fired, did you notice who the first people to duck and cover were?
The Secret Service?
No, anyone below the age of probably 30.
Oh, well, did you see the
because that's what they learn in school.
The 1860s.
All the boomers are like
that were standing up with their cameras. I was like,
I was like, that's really funny. Actually, no, that's really sad, because, you know, there's certain generations of people that are used to going, gunshots, I have to get down, as opposed to others that are like.
There was at least 10 people behind him that didn't get down, that were peering over the bleachers with their
straight away
trying to catch more stuff.
Straight away.
Guys, down. You know?
Yeah, look. It's very I guess indicative of the culture that we live in this day and age, that history is happening in front of us, but you've still got to catch it on camera because you might get paid by the news. It's I'm involved. I'm here. Look at my footage.
Yeah.
But
I just think they didn't have any clue what was happening. I really think they
didn't. They did. I mean, and that one guy, the one guy in the black hat the guy in the black with the black hat who apparently is this big QAnon guy that people think is
JFK Jr.
JFK Jr. Who was like, I was like,
what's his name? Anthony Fusco or something like that.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know what happened to JFK Jr., but he was a good-looking guy. That is not JFK Jr.
He was also 6'2", not 5'8". You know,
right,
yeah,
right.
That's what happens when your plane
he
goes down.
also
You lose a few
would be
inches.
64
Yeah.
years old. He was in
Yeah,
his
but I don't think
30s
you
when he
lose
went
8
down, but
inches.
he would be
I know, yeah,
JFK Jr. would be 60 in his 60s.
it's a lot of shrinking. It's a lot of shrinking, even here. And as Tim
He
was,
did go down to
saying,
the ocean.
yeah, it's been in the water too long.
Yeah.
Tim was like, we were hoping it would, it would drive conversation about gun control, about mental health. No, it just created another fucking trend. Red hats and bandage fucking ears.
Aw,
I'm
This-
sorry.
no fucking way.
I
What?
do not want to make fun of the incident, but this fucking bandage is not a bandage that any licensed medical professional in their right fucking mind would apply. Okay? It looks like a fucking
Oh,
mini
man.
maxi pad. You know?
Yeah, just
I
like
know,
a little
right?
pad on his ear.
Exactly.
What the hell is that? It's not
Fucking
secured
just dumb.
anywhere. You know?
It's funny because like I saw MAGA hats and like somebody had already like embroidered a bullet on the side of it. Like you know how some of them say 45 through 47 or whatever.
Oh,
But this one like had a bullet on the side. Like that was tacky. Like, oh, too soon? Like, no, it was just people don't make
But
money on
imagine
anything, you know?
imagine the other side of it. If this was, if he hadn't turned his head to look at something,
Yeah.
would we be in some kind of civil unrest situation now? Because that we've already got the bleeding face, punching the air appropriately, very well timed American flag over my head. I am a fighter. Oh! Like that, you couldn't dream up better PR than that. That's like, come on.
I know.
But imagine if he died. Imagine if
It's on
he had
sneakers
had
now.
his-
You could buy it.
imagine if he had his
Tag him in
brains blown
a
out
pair of sneakers now.
on television. We'd be like, I don't know where the world would be. So this may be the lesser of two evils.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think this is probably better than what would have happened.
Oh yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
nobody wants them dead, you know? It's like,
Oh,
No,
yeah,
I'm not saying that. No, I'm not. I wouldn't wish that on anybody. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying,
Right.
like, who knows how fucking like ultra right wingers would have fucking responded
yeah.
to something like that.
Oh, yeah.
The journalists in the audience said they were terrified because the audience turned on them immediately. And especially the NPR crew were saying that there were people in their face screaming, "You fucking did this! You fucking did this! You're all gonna pay!"
In one of the videos I saw, as they're like escorting him to the car, and like they're focusing on him getting in the car, but you see a bunch of the crowd kind of stand up and start to look back and start pointing fingers and yelling at people and stuff like that. I was like, wow, I was like, you got fucking crazy.
I would like to know people's attitudes. Everyone was like, yay, Trump, exciting, like we're here for history. I wonder how they felt after being detained for so long on an active crime scene about the whole thing. It's like,
Yeah.
you ain't getting out of there quickly, folks. You might be staying there for a little while.
Yeah.
Now, the effects of this are far-reaching. For those of you that haven't heard, it's basically caused the end of Tenacious D, the band.
Well,
I
actually,
know.
before I'll let you introduce, but I have something that I just heard today that about that, and but I'll let you tell what's going on. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
So, no, all good. That's part of the reason we do the show. I love we interrupt each other with love. So Tenacious D were down under for a tour, a long-awaited tour. Actually, had sold quite well here in Australia when Kyle Gass made a joke on his 64th birthday that he was not happy that the bullet missed Donald Trump, which has caused a furor here. Our former Prime Minister, who is the ambassador to the US, is saying all kinds of horrible things. And Jack Black has officially distanced himself from his partner. His official statement reads on Instagram, "I was blindsided by what was said at the show on Sunday. I would never condone hate speech or encourage political violence in any form. After much reflection, I no longer feel it appropriate to continue the Tenacious D tour, and all future creative plans are on hold. I am grateful to the fans for their support and understanding." Tim.
I applaud that.
Yeah. Oh no. When I first heard everything, because I saw the clip live, not live. I saw the video of it, and I was kind of like, I was like, that's in poor taste, And then
Yeah.
then Jack Black came out, and I was like, okay, because I know that Jack Black is a very dare I say staunch Democrats, liberal. Like I know that he's very outspoken about it. So when he came and was like, I was like, okay, I can appreciate that moral compass on somebody. Great. And then I saw Kyle Gass's reply, which he finally came out and was like, it was an ill-timed joke. I need to think better. I'm sorry. Said all the right things. Now I hear that what happened is that their insurance company said, after you made that comment, we're not comfortable insuring you any longer on stage in the public setting. Because their insurance company dropped them, all the venues said, you cannot perform here without insurance. Therefore, we're canceling your tours. So they were canceled because of insurance reasons, and they're kind of using it as, look at me, I'm taking the moral high ground. We're not going to tour because of how serious this was. When in reality, it was because their insurance companies had backed out of back on the tour. I don't know how accurate that is. I literally just heard that a few hours ago, and I haven't had a chance to look into that. But that is now the spin around them canceling their tours.
But it does go to it does speak towards what Vera and I have this conversation all the time when stuff happens. Your words, no matter what they are, have power, and you have to be responsible for them. If you're willing to make that statement, you have to be prepared for a company to not be associated with you because it's bad optics. Like in this modern day, what you say matters more than ever. Because it can go viral like that. Because everyone lives in a viral world. So you say the wrong thing and it will live on forever. And Jack Black is probably working from advice from his own people saying, distance yourself, do it because bad optics. The president was almost shot and you want to associate with that.
He essentially has a full-blown career right outside of fantasy with his movies and all that.
Right.
So and a lot of it is kid-oriented.
And an established fortune.
Right, yeah, right. And then, Kyle Gass is doing what? Maybe he gets a role in a Jack Black movie here or there and Tenacious D. So, Jack Black has an empire essentially to worry about. So I completely understand that. And maybe they did cancel it, for all the correct reasons. And I'm not even saying the insurance is a bad reason. I'm just saying that, it was kind of...
It's the reality of the situation. It's the reality of the situation.
Just because someone on the quote-unquote left fired at Trump, as they say, doesn't mean someone on the right is not fucking as manic or as crazy to do the same thing to a fucking Biden supporter, which is disgusting. You know what I mean? Like, I can't tell you how many conversations I've had this week alone with people, like complete strangers. The solar panel guy that was just here, he was like, I don't understand why people just can't talk anymore. He's like, I don't give a shit who you support. He's like, when has that ever fucking mattered? Why is it so, it's insane now? Because it's, and right now a lot of Democrats are in the same boat as a lot of Republicans. Would Trump be my first? No. If I had a Republican primary to vote in, Trump would not have been my vote. I'm going to vote for him now as president because I will be voting Republican in November unless something larger comes out. But I've spoken to a lot of Democrats who feel the same way about Biden. He's not their ideal candidate, but they're going to vote Democrat because they don't want a Republican in the White House. And I get, that's fine.
Project 2025.
No, and that's fine, and I completely understand that. But I don't think of you as a different person because of your fucking political views. To be perfectly honest, I don't really give a shit what anybody's fucking political views are. As long as when I'm face to face with you, we can treat each other with respect. Most people have this insane amount of common ground, and it's that one little thing that, how long did we hear, right? Even jokes in movies and television shows. When you go to a bar, you don't talk religion and you don't talk fucking politics. And it's it became funny after a while. And now it's I'm afraid to mention that I may be one way or the other because it's I don't know how the other person's going to react. And it's fucking terrifying, and it's
you're afraid to put a bumper sticker on your car.
Yeah. I'm afraid to put a Blue Lives Matter sticker on my car because that's going to imply that I'm Republican and imply that I don't like immigrants for some reason. You know what I mean? And it's that has nothing. One has nothing to do with the other. I have family members who are police officers, and I support the police. I'm sorry. Do they do everything right? No, by no means.
You can completely support the police and still want them to not shoot someone over a $20 bill.
Right. It's so easy to argue things in black and white when really the majority of things are so gray.
Both things can be true. You can believe that blue lives matter and still believe that black lives matter.
Right. 100%.
Exactly.
And it's just, but it's the average, a content creator on TikTok, conservative aunt, Chrissy, you know who I'm talking about, right? The gay guy in Florida who's like a big Trump guy. But he was saying the other day, he's like, and now I totally talked myself out of the train of thought. And now I'm embarrassed because I don't know what going with this.
It's all right. You'll come back to it. You'll get back to it.
Just basically like, what we were just saying. It was just to like hammer home a point of what we were just talking about, where it's like, I don't understand why, it's
why the world is so unkind.
Yeah.
Well, let's move on from near misses to direct hits because the Grim Reaper has been one busy motherfucker.
I know
this week. He has been a busy boy. He got Shelley Duvall last week. Richard was first. Poor Richard.
I have to tell a really funny story.
Okay, go for it.
As you all know, my sister is the chairman of the Democratic Committee, and they had a training on Sunday about how to canvass and how to go door to door. But they weren't sending anybody out because they thought the temperature was still too hot after the shooting on Saturday. But one of the candidates addresses the volunteers and he said, we have to talk about the elephant in the room. We have to talk about this horrible story. And one of the volunteers raised their hand and said, how could we go on without Richard Simmons? I thought that was the funniest freaking thing.
I feel sorry for Richard because, he did disappear quite quickly from public view and was living his life. And then there was that whole, where is Richard Simmons? Something horrible obviously happened to him.
That he was being exploited by someone.
Yeah. But he was just apparently bopping, just chilling in his house. Like I saw on TikTok, who knew, there was one of the, Stars Homes tours.
Mm-hmm.
And he came out and talked to the people on the bus. And it's just like, yeah, I'm Richard Simmons. What about it? Ooh, sweating to the oldies. It's just like, let him rest. He's resting now. What is it? What is it with people dying? What is it with people dying like the day after their birthday too? That's some fucked up shit. Happened to Shelley Duvall. Happened to Richard. It's just like, Richard, congratulations, you're this old.
Now you're done.
Well, the Reaper was like, all right, I'll give you Trump, but I got to take 3 others. It's 3 lives for his. He's like, I'll leave him alone.
Expiration date.
I know. We didn't cover it because literally Richard died, and then my eyes shot open. Not a euphemism, because Vera messaged someone shot Trump, and I'm like, wait. Grabbing the phone, turning on the TV, getting on the internet, trying to multitask and write an article and be there and do all the things. We didn't cover Dr. Ruth.
Dr. Ruth.
Dr. Ruth. What a ledge. What a saucy old legend. I love Dr. Ruth.
I did too.
She's hoeing it up. Just telling people how it is. How important that her contribution to society has been for a woman of her age, of her generation, to be able to speak so freely on a topic that, is
taboo,
still to this day, so taboo.
Oh, yeah.
And she did it. She did it all in style. And I've never heard anyone say that they hate Dr. Ruth. She's one of those ones that you go, like, oh, she's in the heart. Dr. Ruth.
It was funny.
R.I.P. baby.
My coworker, he's like, he's older, obviously, and he was saying he's like my dad's age, probably in his 60s, younger 60s, right? And he was saying, he's like, when I was a kid, he's like, we would listen to her. He's like, and we would just laugh. He's like, she was just so funny. He's like, we never really, hello. He goes, we never
He's at
really,
work.
knew what she was saying, but we always
Yeah.
thought that she was just so funny the way that she said these
was.
things. Like, so he's like, so many
But
memories.
that's how she did it. She
Cucumber or a carrot.
that's how she educated people, and it's
You
part
take
of
the
it. Like,
penis
you know,
into the hand, and you start it, and then the semen comes out of the dick.
like,
Sorry,
she was this older woman that you don't expect to be frank and like
dirty.
giving
Yeah,
you the
like,
truth,
yeah.
like the
I
truth
want to
that you
be
need,
this when
and
I get older.
it takes that stigma out of sex and out of knowing your own body and what otherwise we wouldn't be having, I'm sure without people like Dr. Ruth, we would be having conversations about consent and all this kind of stuff in this day and age, whether it's gone completely out the window with some in some aspects, but
Okay.
she's she's a forerunner of educating this world in the right kind of way, I think. So R.I.P. Dr. Ruth. This next one hurts. R.I.P. Shannon Doherty. 53 years old seems too young to me.
Yeah.
And the fight that she
Very
put
young.
up over the last 10 years is something to be admired and to really look at, because I'm glad in her lifetime that the tide had started to change around the reception that she got, because she was always TV's bad girl. Oh, she's so hard to work with. She's a bitch. She's that. She's this. She's that. But in these last couple of years, everyone's like, "Oh, there are two sides to every story. Maybe we should ask Shannon what happened." And it kind of gives new gravitas to her podcast. One of the episodes just happened to start playing the other night when I was driving. I was like, "Oh, Shannon, it's too soon. I can't." But I listened to it. But Let's Be Clear if you haven't listened to Let's Be Clear, she is 100% frank about her experiences, not only with cancer and her doctor, but her ex-husbands, her time on Beverly Hills 90210 with her co-stars, everything like that. And I guess that's the kind of clarity that you can get. She always knew she had terminal cancer, but she did something while she was ill. She pushed forward. She passed away having recorded 5 episodes of a podcast days before.
Wow.
Days before. So yeah, Shannon's a hard one, because I was a child when 90210 was the show in the world to watch.
Yeah.
And even before 90210, she went back to Little House on the Prairie. She's had a long and very successful career for a TV actress. But there will be. I pledge to you that there is an assigned seating coming up on Heathers in Shannon's honor, because Heathers is the shit. So
there's also a musical called about Heathers.
The musical, the Heathers musical is fucking fantastic.
It is.
It's fantastic. If you get a chance. And then today, one more. Bob Newhart.
Holy shit.
I didn't hear about this.
Comedy legend Bob Newhart got taken today, or not today, but recently. It's like, man, he's always been old to me. That's
Right.
he's always been old.
I mean, he's 94.
Yeah, he's
Wow.
always been just old.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bob
you're right. He's
Newhart
right.
I'm trying to place him in the show because he was like the dad.
Bob
or the
Newhart
grandpa
gives
in
me.
He's the father from Elf.
He is the father from Elf.
Oh, thank you. Okay.
And he was on
That's what I
Big
remember.
Bang.
Bob
Okay.
Newhart gives
Mr.
me.
Science on the Big Bang.
What was the
Nick
show
at
he was
Night.
on? Where they? Yeah,
Nick at
what was
Night
the show he was on with? Where he was like one of the brothers that with the moose.
The Newhart Show? With
Was it
Daryl,
what?
with my brother Daryl and my other
Yeah, my other brother Daryl and my brother the Bob Newhart show. Okay, yeah. So yeah,
It
that's.
was just Newhart. The Bob Newhart show
Yeah.
was the first one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Newhart's the sitcom, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Right.
So was
Okay.
So was the Bob Newhart show. They were both sitcoms.
But yeah, I just see Prime Nick at Night. Like I just remember Mary Tyler Moore, Rhoda, Bob Newhart. Like
Yeah.
it's just that ilk. Of that ilk. You're just like, and that's part of my childhood too. I'm like, oh, it's all going away.
And Elf.
Elf
is a steadfast part of my Christmas.
You
know, I watch it at least 2 or 3 times every Christmas season.
Oh, the girls! I'm surprised they're not watching it already for Christmas. The girls love that freaking movie.
So again, something that is of our time passing through. It's just like, oh, could you stop reminding me that we're getting old? Because I don't need to know. The fact that all the Golden Girls are dead is still not acceptable to me. Yeah. Like I can't deal. But look, we all have different opinions.
They were old when I was young.
Yeah. Well, isn't it crazy? Like they were only like in their 40s though, right? When that show was like in its prime. And it's like, what?
Older. I think they were in their 50s, maybe early.
Was it?
Yeah, that was supposed to be late 40s, early 50s, and that's the same age as the women that are in Sex and the City now.
Yes.
Right. It's like, right now, try putting those shows in a parallel, and it's like, no.
Golden Girls wins out. Golden Girls wins out every time. Whatever. Golden Girls not only for the comedy, but for the storylines they tackled at the time of they were prime time TV. Yeah. They deserve a lot more recognition. So anyway, my point of view. We're gonna go for another point of view here. Okay, the view from here this week comes courtesy of a weird source, Cameron Diaz. Now, Cameron Diaz is a big proponent of a trend that is taking the world by storm, known as a sleep divorce. For those of us that don't know what the term sleep divorce means, it's simply not sharing the bed with your partner because of differing schedules, differing sleep habits, etc. She says we should normalize separate bedrooms. To me, I would literally have my house, you have yours, you have the family house in the middle. I will go to sleep in my room, you go to sleep in yours, I'm fine. Which is fair enough, different beds, all that kind of stuff. But the American Academy of Sleep Medicine found out that 29% of US residents are opting to sleep separately from their partner. What do we think about this? Because our comment section has mixed views. Now, I know, as I like to say, terminally single person, I don't think that I could have somebody else in my bed ever again because I
don't enjoy it. Yeah.
I am out like I am the starfish of all starfish. I'm like, yes. Sleep the whole bed. It's a queen size bed, and I will use every inch of it.
I am the queen.
Okay.
I like that.
If you need to stay the night, there's a guest bedroom down the hall.
Yeah, it's like once the transactions are done, you gotta go because there is not enough room here for you.
I also terminally single. And if you've ever been with a guy or a partner who snores. It's like, no, you can't get yourself to sleep before they start snoring fast enough.
And I snore. I've got the old the old genetic family deviated septum, 3 generations in a row. Same nose, right. But I am so paranoid about it that I will deprive myself of sleep as much as possible so that the person next to me doesn't go, you snore a lot. I'm like, I will not sleep until everyone else is asleep. And then as soon as I catch myself, I'm like, oh, and throw myself awake. Like, I'm like, oh, can't do it. I'm just paranoid about it. But yeah, I don't know. You two are probably going to be the better, judgment calls on this. Christina, what do you think?
I 1,000,000% quadrillion, bazillion % approve this message like you would not fucking believe. Not only does my husband snore, but I go to bed a lot later than 8:30, 9 o'clock. Like he's already in bed. He's been in bed for 56 minutes. And when I come in the room, he either has like his hand on my pillow or his head is on like a part of my pillow. And then I have to yank it out from underneath him. And then it's wet and sweaty and warm. And he fucks up the sheets. And so there are nights like it's been a while that on Friday nights, he used to sleep in my daughter's room with her because she wanted that. She said, sleep in my bed. I want you to sleep in my room. So like the bed started getting uncomfortable for him. So then he started setting up like cushions that I have that I bought for the floor. So, but the past 2 weeks he hasn't slept in there. And I'm like, are you going into Rose room? Because it's Friday. Like, what are you doing? Like, it's my night to have the bed all to myself. And that night is the best night of the week. Like, I look forward to Friday nights because I don't have to walk into the room to a hot, sweaty bed. Like, yeah, I definitely get warm in the middle of the night too. I definitely sweat in the middle of the night, like, whatever. But to have it doubled and in my queen size bed, and I just, you have no idea. I would build my own room just so that I could have a place to sleep. Like, we want to redo the basement or put like an extension on. I would have my own room. Fuck a bathroom. I don't care. We could share a bathroom, no problem. We'll share everything else. Please give me my own bed. Please, dear God.
But you've got to think. It used to be standard. Like think of I Love Lucy and all that kind of stuff. Separate beds, and then we're gonna push the beds together. Oh, calm down. Like it's
okay
not like
with the twin bed. Fine, that's fine too. I don't care. I'll go back to a twin to get my own fucking bed. Like I'll put 2 folders in my goddamn room. He doesn't have to have a dresser in there. Like it's just
you guys can have bunks.
Why not go back to bunk beds? Idea.
Why not go back to bunk beds? Right here.
Why not?
Tim, you're probably the most recently loved up, married.
This
how do you feel?
So I'm going to start off after you said that. One, I'm an Aquarius, and I am a fucking Aquarius. So I am all about my alone time, and I'm all about like don't touch me. That being said, in my bed, I sleep all the way over on my side. I'm a terrible night sweater. Always have been. Windows open in the winter, fan blowing. Like, don't touch me while we're asleep. But if she's not in bed with me, I can't sleep. Cannot sleep. And when I saw this morning, I started kind of looking things up. I was like, I wonder if like there's scientific, differences to sleeping with a partner, without a partner, blah, blah, blah. And it did say that it shows improved REM cycles and deeper sleep and a more restful sleep to be in bed with someone. Plus, they say that it helps build, bond and relationship and all that stuff, blah, 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 blah. I think ultimately it just comes down to a personal choice. I mean, that's kind of what takes me back about, like, when a celebrity comes out with something like this is like, okay, Cameron Diaz, like, yeah, you're cool and everything, but it's like, I want to normalize. So it's like, hey, how about you just fucking do what you want in your house and stop telling everybody else what to do in their fucking house, and then we can all be fucking fine. Why do I have to take fucking relationship advice from Cameron Diaz who can't fucking nail down her own person for more than 10 years? So, thank you very much, but I'll do what I fucking want in my bedroom. And if there's a night, like, this house looks like I'm going to go to bed. And I'm like, but it's only fucking 11 o'clock. Like, what are you doing? And she's like, well, you can stay up. And I'm like, but I can't. I need to even be going to bed with her. I don't like getting in bed after her. Like, I fall asleep much faster if I go to bed with her than if I come in after her. But again, it's just a personal preference, so I don't know really if there's anything to sleeping with someone or not sleeping with someone, but I prefer it.
I guess it goes back. It must go back. It's got to go back to caveman days, right?
Like warmth and security,
safety.
Right.
All the positive
things. Saber-tooth tiger, eat her first.
Yeah, exactly. Push her. She sleeps near the cave opening. Push her.
She gets snorer. She gets eaten.
Yeah. Exactly. Take her. Velociraptor, clever girl.
Yeah.
Very
Clever girl.
clever girl. Speaking of clever girls, our own is feeling very hot and bothered. It is time for Vera Beth. We're going long today, folks,
And
but
I
we're allowed
know,
to because
yeah,
it's
we
our
go
show.
on.
Here we go. Vera, 3, 2, 1, vent.
All right, kids. At the risk of beating a dead horse deader, I am going to talk about the assassination attempt. One of the things that I saw Saturday night, and whether right or wrong, I had my phone at the dinner table. I was out to dinner with family. It started pinging, ping, ping. Like, shots fired at Trump rally. Trump hit. But one of the things that I saw all over the place Saturday night was outraged people screaming, "How can this happen in America?" Are you kidding me? Do you not know who the fuck we are? Assassination attempts are not new. Trump is not a martyr and he is not a hero. He is a symptom. There have been 8 successful attempts at assassination in our history. There have been 41 attempted assassinations in our history, 21 of which have happened since Ronald Reagan, 8 of which were against Barack Obama. 8 of the 21 assassination attempts since 1980 were against our one black president. But we are a gun culture. We are the place that gave us Columbine. We are the place of Uvalde. We are the place of Sandy Hook. We have senators and congressmen running around having removed their flag pins from their lapel with AR-15 pins on their lapel. We have gun legislation that expired in the 80s under Ronald Reagan at the request of his friends at the NRA that did not allow anyone to have military-grade weapons. And since then, we've had 21 assassination attempts. And the only reason we heard about this one is there were cameras there. Most of them are foiled by the FBI or the Secret Service before they get this close. Though we did see, like I said, we saw Ronald Reagan on TV. We saw the attempt on Jerry Ford on TV. We have seen assassinations on TV. And thankfully, this could have been so much worse. It was an AR-15 on that roof. And when they finally did act, they took him out very quickly. The witnesses say there were only 4 shots. It could have been so much worse, like the nightclub shooting in Las Vegas or the Pulse shooting in Florida. This is who we are. We need to own that this gun culture is going to kill us. The narrative is not who caused this. The narrative is we have to stop this. It doesn't matter if it's a Republican or Democrat. We know it's the fucking gun. And just because we were talking about it a little bit earlier, since Saturday and the accusations against the Democrats who caused all this violence, I've been paying attention to some of the bumper stickers I've seen in my town, my small little town, just since Saturday. And I'm going to share them with you. Save a child, shoot a liberal. All lives splatter. Democratic hunting license number 45. Fight for truth, kill a journalist. And this one I found particularly chilling. It was just a picture of an AR-15 and it said, "From a place you will not see comes a sound you will not hear." Democrats are the enemy. We got to stop. Guns are the enemy here. It's not right or left. It's a gun issue. And I don't care if mental health is part of the equation. They have mental health in other countries, and they don't have the murder rate that we have. There were 117,000 deaths by guns in the country in one fucking year. 117,000. It's unacceptable. I know we love our guns. They're fun. Everybody loves to shoot them. We got to control this. We got to get a handle on this. It's not the way we should be.
There we go. But we are going to end, and we're going to quickly end with a little bit of a laugh because I think everyone needs one. So here we go.
The
Now I don't know if you've met this gentleman or heard his story yet. This is Mark Takara, and he was arrested. He was arrested after shooting himself in his sleep because he thought he was being robbed.
Why was he arrested?
he was charged. So he grabbed his Magnum revolver and fired a shot into the darkness for a pain in he was dreaming his being robbed. A pain in his leg woke him up to the empty room. Turns out there was no home invasion. It was just him shooting himself in a dreamlike state. He was rushed to hospital after losing a significant amount of blood. However, the trouble began when investigators discovered that he used the revolver without a state-mandated firearm owner's identification card. So not only did you shoot yourself, but you fucked yourself too. So, whenever you think your day is getting bad, at least you didn't shoot yourself in your sleep.
Really, I feel less guilty for all the stupid TikToks I repost when I'm falling asleep.
Right? Or dropping your phone on your face when you fall asleep. At least you're not shooting yourself in the head.
Oh, right in the bridge of your nose.
Yes.
Or just on the cheekbone. Oh, like just like on the eye socket, like bam.
Yeah.
And it's usually the round part too, so it kind of makes your eye go smushy. And you're like, oh, I need to put that down. We've gone over time.
Of my back. What the hell?
Oh yeah, and it's stuck to you. You're like, what the fuck? It's all kinds of exciting. But these are the worlds that we keep living in. I'm sure that this is just another week on the roll down to November, but we will be here to keep you posted on everything that's happening.
I hope
There's some exciting stuff coming, so make sure you stick around and keep an eye and an ear to the ground on what is happening on Uncensored Radio. Thank you, Tim. Thank you, Christina. Thank you, Vera. I've been Steve, and until next week, avoid the Reaper, kids. Bye.
Avoid the rape.